Hey guys, so this is for Guided Reading Group 1. If you are not in Guided Reading Group 1, you need to go and find the video that goes with your Guided Reading Group. For Guided Reading Group 1, before I show you the book that you're going to be reading this week, I want you to think about some things. We've talked about food chains in the past. I want you to think, what do you know about food chains? What is a food chain? What does a food chain tell us? What does it show us? Can you think of an example of a food chain in your head? We talked about food chains whenever it came to different biomes in the world, like the tropical rainforest and the grasslands. So after you think about that, I want you to think, the book that we're reading today talks a lot about meat eaters and plant eaters, but we know that those are also called carnivores and herbivores. I want you to think, are you more of a carnivore or a herbivore? Which means, do you eat more plants or more meats? A carnivore eats, if you said meats, you were right. And then a herbivore that leaves plants. So thinking about that, what does that make you? For me, I probably eat more meat. So I am a carnivore. Plants are going to be like your vegetables, things like that. Plants too. Fruits. So I'm going to show you the book that we're reading today. It's going to be The Food Chain. So you've already learned about the food chain, but this puts it in some reading. Based on the title and the picture, and what you think about what the book is going to be about, you may need a refresher on what the food chain is. So a food chain shows how each living thing gets food and energy, and how the energy is passed from one creature to another. So there's a good example that I want to show you, where they normally start with the plant, and then it goes from something that eats the plants, and then something eats that, so on and so forth. So food chain is the main word you need to understand for this reading. What I want you to practice doing this book is, at the end of the book, I want you to summarize what this book was mostly about in 1 to 2 sentences, which should be very easy because this book isn't a long book. Remember, whenever you summarize, you're thinking about the most important details, and you're leaving the unimportant details out, okay? So make sure you do that, and then also make sure that you are recording yourself. At the top, if you don't remember, there's a video on Google Classroom, but at the top of the book, you'll see a button where you're able to start recording, and then after you're done recording, you click the button, and then there's going to be an arrow that'll send it to me. If you need a refresher, go watch that video on Google Classroom. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me a message on Google Classroom or Classroom Dojo.